During this full moon in Aries, October 6th, a portal of courage and purpose is opening for the chosen ones. God is breathing strength and determination into those who have been set apart for a greater purpose. But pay attention, this impulse doesn't last forever. You have only a few days to use this energy, or it will turn inward as pressure, weight, and blockage. Dizzy if you're seeing this video now. It's because your soul has already awakened and needs to hear the final message of this alignment. Stay with me until the end, because there, you will understand why God prepared you for this day, and how this courage will open doors that have been closed for years. You carry a flame inside, a vision, a mission, a knowing that something big is meant for you. But instead of feeding that flame, you wait. You wait for the right words, the right time, the right conditions. And yet, no sign arrives, because the sign is you. The full moon in Aries isn't asking for permission. It's calling you to act before you're ready, because readiness is a product of action, not a prerequisite. Every delay has a story. I need more clarity, you tell yourself. Or, it's not the right season. But deep down, it's fear dressed as logic. It's the illusion that safety comes from control, when in truth, it comes from commitment. Aries disrupts that cycle, not gently, but with fire. It says, if the idea lives in you, then it's already time. If your heart is beating faster just thinking about it, then it's your turn to leap. What if the very thing you're hesitating to launch is what the world needs now? What if all the waiting is silently suffocating your purpose? The moon is full, not partial. This moment doesn't ask for half of you. It invites your totality, even the scared parts. Especially the scared parts. Because courage is not about having no fear. It's about moving while it still trembles. So breathe, and then move. Say it out loud. Post it. Publish it. Ask for it. Create the ritual that declares your commitment to yourself. This isn't about being loud. It's about being true. The universe doesn't need a polished version of you. It needs the honest one. The one who stops waiting for life to begin and starts living as if the mission has already started. Because it has. The full moon in Aries stirs something ancient inside you. A pulse from the root of your soul. It's not just ambition, it's destiny calling. There's a fire that no longer allows delay, and a truth that burns away excuses. In the archetypal journey of becoming, this is the phase where inertia dies and will is reborn. The sky no longer whispers, it demands. Not with pressure, but with purpose. This astrological ignition isn't merely a cosmic event. It's your invitation to awaken the part of you that remembers why you came. The inner self, once silenced by overthinking, now pounds against the gates of comfort. Aries governs the primal yes, the sacred initiation that only comes through action. It reminds you that no miracle unfolds from hesitation. Only those who move meet the divine. The resistance you feel? It's the last breath of an old identity. One who waited, doubted, postponed. But your soul, your ascending self, is done waiting. What breaks open now is not just fear, but the illusion that you ever needed more time. This lunar blaze clears the stage. It doesn't care if you're polished, only if you're present. To step forward is to cross the threshold from dreaming to doing. You are the keeper of the moment you've been waiting for. The launch, the post, the call, the creation, they are not outcomes. They are initiations. And this moon, she doesn't wait for your perfection. She amplifies your courage. Let this be the night you remember. Your path doesn't require certainty, only sincerity. You don't need a sign. You already are one. You keep telling yourself that once things calm down, you'll begin. That when you finally feel ready, the path will appear. But time, without direction, becomes another form of escape. The full moon in Aries doesn't extend deadlines, it burns them. This is the moment when waiting reveals itself as fear wearing a wise disguise. The truth is, clarity comes after movement, not before it. You've spent days, maybe years, trying to feel ready. But Aries isn't ruled by feelings, it's ruled by fire. This lunation tears the veil of indecision and shows you that momentum isn't born from knowing, it's born from choosing. The stars are not waiting for your perfection, they're watching for your courage. In this light, hesitation is no longer sacred. It's sabotage. You may have believed that preparation is what was missing, but what if all this time, the only thing absent was permission, the one you never gave yourself? Decision is not about certainty. It's about allegiance to a deeper truth, one that refuses to be postponed. Aries energy doesn't knock. It kicks the door open and says, "Are you coming or not?" This is your turning point. Not because everything is figured out, but because you're finally willing to act without needing guarantees. You don't need to feel brave to be brave. You need only to decide, not someday, not later, now. The next chapter of your purpose won't be found in delay. It lives in the fire sparked the moment you say yes. You've been circling the same decision, convincing yourself that just a bit more time will make things clear. But time, without commitment, becomes quicksand. The more you wait, the heavier the doubt grows. The full moon in Aries doesn't wait for clarity, it demands direction. This lunar fire strips away excuses and shows that what you called preparation may have been a hidden fear of beginning. There's a part of you that still hopes the perfect condition will arrive, the aligned mood, the right feedback, the sign from the universe. But Aries doesn't believe in perfect. It believes in now. This is the moon that turns hesitation into combustion. When you tell yourself, "Not yet," the question is, who are you protecting, your potential or your comfort? True transformation doesn't happen when you feel ready. It happens when you act in spite of not being ready. This full moon awakens a sacred discomfort, the realization that every delay is a quiet refusal to rise, and that the life you say you want can only meet you at the edge of the choice you've been avoiding. Readiness is a myth. Boldness is real. So here it is, your mirror moment. This is the fire that doesn't burn, it births. And the price of staying still has become too high. Not because the world demands it, but because your soul does. Don't wait for lightning. Be the strike. Choose. Move. Initiate. And trust that the next step only appears once you leap. You dream of being seen, not just applauded, but truly witnessed for who you are and the gifts you carry. Yet every time an opportunity arises, something inside contracts. You shrink, you delay, you pretend you're not ready. The full moon in Aries doesn't allow that anymore. It reflects your own brilliance back to you and dares you to stop dimming it for the comfort of invisibility. This isn't about arrogance or overexposure. It's about presence. You can't be chosen for what you hide. The fear of judgment, of being too much or not enough, has kept you playing a smaller game than your soul was built for. Aries doesn't ask for permission, it asserts worth. The world can't validate what you won't claim. This is your moment to stop apologizing for your radiance. Hiding can look noble. It can sound like humility. But more often, it's a disguise for fear. Fear of rejection, fear of responsibility, fear of stepping fully into your purpose. The irony is, the version of you that is most magnetic, most needed, most alive, only emerges when you stop pretending to be safe. Recognition starts when you recognize yourself without filters. So this is the challenge, to be as bold in your self-expression as you are in your dreams. To stop negotiating your truth for comfort. The world needs the you that isn't edited, isn't dulled, isn't waiting. Let the full moon illuminate your real power, not for performance, but for liberation. Because your light was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to lead. Every dream you have of being seen, respected, or celebrated is valid, but it comes with a price, exposure. And that's where the tension lives. Because deep down, visibility triggers old wounds. Maybe you've been misunderstood, mocked, or ignored before. So you learn to stay quiet, to be the background genius, to dim your shine so no one would attack the glow. But this moon says, not anymore. Aries energy doesn't whisper, it roars. This lunation wants your unapologetic expression, your truth, in full volume. Not everyone will clap. Not everyone will get it. But that's not the point. The point is, you'll know you showed up. You'll feel the alignment in your bones when you stop bending to fit in places that were never meant for you. Authenticity isn't a performance. It's a spiritual decision. There's something magnetic about someone who owns who they are. And the world doesn't need more polished perfection. It needs real people, burning with purpose. When you shrink, you send a message to the universe that your gifts aren't safe to be seen. When you stand tall, even with trembling hands, you declare, I'm ready to be recognized because I finally recognize myself. So speak up, post it, launch it, say yes. Whatever the action is, take it as a sacred vote of trust in your own light. This moon is not about waiting to be chosen. It's about realizing you've already been chosen by your own soul. Recognition begins within, and when you stop hiding, the world can finally meet the real you. Maybe your last attempt broke you in ways you haven't fully spoken about. The vision was real, the passion was burning, but the timing, the resources, or maybe even your own inner readiness just weren't there. And when things fell apart, something inside you quietly collapsed too. Since then, you've carried both wisdom and hesitation. But this Aries full moon doesn't care about your past mistakes. It cares about the fire that's still alive in you. Redemption isn't about erasing the past. It's about using every scar as proof that you've earned the right to rise again, stronger, smarter, more grounded. This energy isn't asking you to repeat what failed. It's asking you to re-enter the arena with new awareness. You don't need to do it like before. You just need to do it as you are now. Bolder, clearer, more committed to truth over image. You are not who you were when you tried the first time. And that's the key, because failure didn't define you, it refined you. Aries is here to ignite your second wind, your next chapter, your this time it's real moment. Your past didn't cancel your purpose. It deepened your understanding of what it takes to actually live it. Now, the stage is yours again, not to prove, but to embody. So ask yourself with honesty, what idea, offering, or dream is still lingering in your spirit, waiting to be reborn through your new level of self? What would happen if you stopped fearing déjà vu and started trusting your evolution? There is power in trying again, but only when you stop being who failed and start being who learned. The world is ready for your comeback. Are you? It's easy to let old failures harden into silence, to quietly decide that maybe you're not cut out for leadership, maybe your ideas were too much, maybe your timing will never be right. But the Aries full moon arrives to remind you, nothing is more dangerous to your destiny than unresolved doubt disguised as maturity. You're not being wise by hiding. You're just being afraid in a more elegant way. You don't owe the past a performance. You owe the present your presence. This version of you, shaped by trial, loss, reflection, and rebuilding, holds a level of clarity the old you couldn't access. It's not about ego anymore. It's about mission. Aries energy doesn't care if you're perfect. It just asks if you're willing. Because leadership now isn't about getting it right. It's about showing up real. Reclaiming your voice after silence is one of the bravest acts you can offer the world. This isn't just about business, platforms, or professional goals. It's about your soul's ability to say, I'm still here, even after everything that made you doubt your worth. That's the leadership people need. Honest, vulnerable, and fiercely alive. Don't wait for a crowd. Lead because your path demands it. So take a breath. Feel your body. Listen to the idea that won't leave you alone, the one you secretly hope still has a chance. That spark isn't random. It's memory. It's your inner fire refusing to die. And this time, you're not starting over. You're returning with wisdom, grit, and a deeper devotion to what truly matters. That's not a repeat. That's a rise. There's a difference between having a mission and actually living it. You can journal about your dreams, talk about your calling, and visualize your legacy. But if you're not moving, you're not building. The full moon in Aries brings fire to your feet. This is not the time to refine the plan or seek approval. This is the time to do the thing. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you move anyway. The truth is, your purpose doesn't need more polish. It needs presence. Something in you is aching to be born. A project, a message, a business, a shift in your path. But until you act, it remains a ghost. The energy of Aries doesn't support waiting. It supports ignition. This moon phase cracks open the moment, and either you show up to meet it, or you keep waiting for a permission slip that will never come. Every soul mission starts messy. It begins before you feel ready, and it unfolds in ways no strategy could predict. If you're trying to control the how before you commit to the what, you'll stay stuck. Aries teaches, momentum is a teacher. Action reveals clarity. You don't need to know every step. You need to take the next one with your heart fully in it. So ask yourself, what part of you is ready to rise, but waiting for your courage to catch up? That idea that won't leave your mind. That change you've been avoiding. That message you've been too afraid to share. None of them are coincidences. They are assignments. Your soul is trying to lead, but it needs you to move. Now is the time. We often imagine purpose as a destination, something we'll reach after mastering enough skills, gaining more confidence, or checking a long list of achievements. But Aries energy reveals a different truth. Purpose isn't something you find at the end. It's something you activate by beginning. This full moon is a cosmic push to stop waiting for perfect alignment and start embodying your mission through imperfect, inspired action. Courage isn't loud. It doesn't always look like shouting from stages or making big announcements. Sometimes it's quitting the job, launching the project, sending the message, saying yes when everything inside trembles. The fire of Aries isn't about drama, it's about decision. In your career, your calling, your path, you're being asked to choose the version of you that leads, not delays. The deeper truth? Your mission doesn't need your certainty, it needs your yes. When you choose to move, the road begins to reveal itself. But you must say yes to the mission before you understand the map. This moon is your mirror. Where have you been hesitating out of fear of failure, judgment, or disappointment? And what would shift if you believe the risk was the doorway? So here's the invitation: act. Even if your voice shakes, even if it's small, even if you're scared, this moment is sacred because it carries the weight of your becoming. Your soul is not interested in safety. It's here to grow, to stretch, to serve. And that only happens when you stop asking what if. And finally, there is a point in every journey when silence becomes stagnation. You've reflected, planned, visualized, but now the soul wants movement. Aries energy demands fire. It wants your action, not your overthinking. Your mission has waited long enough. This full moon lights up the truth that playing small is no longer an option. The version of you that hesitates is the only thing standing in the way. Stop looking outside for confirmation. No more asking if it's the right time or if you're ready enough. Your readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. The universe responds to motion, not perfection. When you say yes to your calling with boldness, you enter into energetic alignment with your future. That's when opportunities, synchronicities, and support begin to flow. Think of this moment as a portal. One step taken in courage can collapse months of delay. Aries doesn't need you to be fearless. It needs you to move with your fear in hand. Whatever you've been holding back, the launch, the message, the mission, this moon says, the world can't benefit from what you don't release. Let this be your ignition point. The sacred truth. Your mission is not just about what you build. It's about who you become in the process. When you act with courage, you rewrite your internal code. You stop negotiating with doubt. You become the leader of your own transformation. Don't let your legacy be delayed by indecision. Choose the fire. Choose the risk. Choose the version of you who finally shows up.